What is going on? What is going on today, guys? Today, guys. What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to an episode of WNN, your source for the music and music production news. I'm your host, Mixbus TV. We got some things to talk about. We got the Labyrinth, the AKAI standalone MPC stems, which apparently seem to be a letdown. In our next story, Cherry Audio has released the WURLYBIRD 140B. In our next story, Cherry Audio. Fuck! They're never gonna find out about this electric piano plugin. Cherry Audio? I swear to God, you're gonna fucking do it. I already know you're gonna do it. In our next story, Cherry Audio has released the WURLYBIRD 140B. It is a plugin modeled after the 1964 Wurlitzer 140B. They have sampled a professionally restored 140B. It also has subtle randomization of key release and pedal sounds. They modeled it after the original preamp, and they claim they've added a faithfully emulated vibrato. There is a 30-day demo, and you can buy it for $39. And there's so many plugins like this at this point. Yeah, there's a lot of plugins like this at this point. I don't know how much better it could really get. I mean, I personally haven't done a comparison between this one and the one we featured like a few weeks ago. I think it was called Whirly. Really creative names, by the way. It would actually be interesting to do like the ultimate review with every plugin that claims to have a realistic emulation or recreation of that classic electric piano sound. It'd be good to hear them back to back and know once and for all. And then maybe they can put a stop to releasing things like this. We don't need any more. We got enough. Moog has released a new desktop synthesizer known as the Labyrinth. It is a parallel generative analog synthesizer. It is semi-modular. It has two generative sequencers. You can play them off of each other for what they claim to be striking polymetric melodies. They claim it is a unique instrument due to its parallel analog signal paths and the color that it adds to a static backdrop of a drum pattern or a bass line. I'm not gonna lie, they make it sound pretty enticing. It has sine wave oscillators, ring modulators, through 0 FM, and they claim it gives you an unconventional yet classic Moog sound. It has a I don't even know what the fuck this is, dude. It has a diode transistor hybrid wave folder. I'm not gonna pretend like I know what that is. If somebody wants to clarify in the comments, you're a nerd. It has a state variable filter, meaning it morphs from low pass to band pass. You can get one by paying them $5.99 or by being a YouTuber that reviews synthesizers. Recent studies have shown that playing in a math rock band is actually great for your hair growth. Is that true? Find out at the end of the video. In our next story, AKAI has finally released the stem separation software for standalone MPCs. It's kind of a disaster. Sorta. It's not really a big deal, but apparently it's not very good. Which makes a lot of sense because an MPC is not a computer. Well, it is, but it's a much weaker computer. So you're definitely not going to get a lot of intensive computing power out of an MPC. So I think we know finally why it took them so long to release this. It's because they were just trying to figure out how to make it decent. Let's get this out the way. I've heard examples where it worked fine. Yeah. And I've heard examples where it did not work fine. And depending on where you look, what video you look in, you will see different things. So you can get it for a decent price, $9.99. You get it for both the standalone as well as the desktop. While the quality of it seems to be a letdown, it is still amazing that they were able to get this working at all, I think. In our next story, the rapper known as DESIIGNER was charged for exposing himself on an airplane back in 2023. DESIIGNER had that big song Panda back in 2015. If you aren't at least 20, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about right now. He recently said some very interesting things on the No Jumper podcast. I was tweaked fully out of my mind. This was when I was vegan. I didn't have enough sugars and stuff like that. Is this the right Do we have the right post here? Can you guys confirm this? I've never actually gone vegan, so I don't know if this really happens. But apparently, don't go vegan or it might fuck your life up. Hopefully, in court, he can use the "I was vegan" defense. I mean, maybe they're misquoting him. Let's see the actual interview clip.
Like, you thought that it was funny, or was it more something where like you were just fully like tweaked out of your mind and you just didn't know what you were doing?
Yeah, didn't know what I was doing. I was fully tweaked out of my mind.
Bro, I'm wondering if he's still tweaked out of his mind, because he is sweating, dude. He's sweating buckets.
This is when I was vegan. I didn't have enough sugars and stuff like.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's great reaction there from Adam22. That's what you're supposed to say.
Like that, yeah. So it was like I was kind of like out of my body. It was an OBE experience, like word.
Outer body experience. Yeah, maybe I gotta try going vegan sometime. This sounds interesting.
It really wasn't like who my character was, and it's just like word, bro. I was on medication. I took medication and word, and just went to sleep on the plane.
And so the FBI is waiting for you when you land?
Word, for real.
And what was that whole process like? Like, what kind of questions were they asking, and how concerned were they?
Oh man, they was like, yo, like, why would you do that on a plane? I'm like, out of my body, saying just like wild shit, just like, yo, like. But word, I had to get back home and just get myself together, word, meditate, get myself back together and stuff like that, excuse me.
Man, he looks like he's fighting for his life up there, man. I hope he's all right, man. Hope he's not on some shit or experiencing some mental health issues or anything. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. If you press the like button on this video, Moog. Subscribe if you're new here. If you want to support the channel and what I do here, consider joining my Patreon or becoming a channel member for as low as $5 a month. You get access to exclusive content, outtakes, and other goodies. Also, check out the second channel. It's linked in the description. I'll see you guys next time. All right, the answer to the magic question: no.